I'd like to introduce you to Corinne Bradd. Now, Corinne is a very well-respected stitcher, sewer, designer, author, crafter, and has been sewing professionally for over 26 years. You may recognise some of her projects from Sew Magazine and Crafts Beautiful. She's tried all manner of crafts. Her favourite thing to do is quilting, and I'm really pleased to announce that Corinne's going to be joining the team here at the Half Yard Sewing Club. She's going to be interviewing and having Q&As with other sewing authors and stitchers and celebrity sewers. So I can't wait for you to meet her.
Hi, my name's Corinne Bradd and I'm delighted to join the team at the Half Yard Sewing Club. I shall be conducting interviews with authors of their new books that are coming out on sewing and all the things that you love. I myself have been sewing and presenting and demonstrating for a number of years, but this is something a little bit new to me because instead of just talking to a screen, I'm talking to real people with real experiences, and I hope that you enjoy the interviews too. Thank you very much for having me.
I mean, introduce yourselves to our members. Let's start with talking about how long have you been sewing? How did you get into it?
I've been sewing really since I was a child. My mum and my grandmother both sewed. I can remember making a Cindy doll hat out of a bit of blue felt. What I used to do when I was younger, it was more embroidery and sort of textile art. I can remember making my dad a picture of a motorbike out of old watch pieces, of all things, with a bit of gold thread and stuff like that. So it was more the decorative element of it. Making quilts is what I enjoy the most, but I also make a lot of soft toys, a lot of three-dimensional sewing. It's quite fun to sit down just with a piece of paper and a pencil and sketch out the shape that you want and then work out how you're going to put that two-dimensional shape into a three-dimensional animal. So I've got lots of old cotton sheets that I use as roughs. I'll make an animal, it looks completely different to where it's supposed to, so I take it apart and rejig it. I've been sewing, amongst other crafts, I've been sewing really seriously, I suppose, since about the age of 9.
Do you have a lot of trial and errors? I know I think people think that when you produce something, you produce it perfectly first time.
I buy 100% cotton sheets from the charity shop. We've got a great charity shop where I live where all their bedding is £1. I've now realised that I've got 3 IKEA bags full of flat sheets. They're great for using as, like you'd use a muslin in dressmaking.
Yeah.
They are great, especially if they've got a stain on them and you can't use them to back a quilt. So I use them as roughs because I know that it's got the same degree of stretch as normal quilt cotton would have. The first dog that I made looked like a dinosaur. When you put gussets in animals and then all their legs splay out because when you stuff it, obviously the gusset comes apart. So, and it's little tricks like that. But then what I've tended to do is I'll make that rough and I'll stuff it as well as I would normally stuff an animal. But then I start tacking in and like mattress stitching bits together so I can take it apart and then look at what curve I've corrected and whether I've made legs thinner or that kind of thing.
Q&As with us?
Yes, yeah.
Can you give us a little clue as to who you're going to be chatting to?
Well, I'm first talking to 2 ladies who, as far as I know, met through a tap dancing class. That's as much as I'm going to give you. I don't know if they still tap dance now. That is going to be one of the questions.